The Jurassic Park movie taught us that life cannot be contained, that nature is a force untamable by man, and that there's no ethical way to force dinosaurs into coexistence with humans. But then we played Jurassic World Evolution ahead of its release on June 12th, and it turns out there are plenty of unethical ways to do exactly that. And as long as you don't concern yourself too much with the safety of the animals in your care or that of the general public, you can have a world-beating dino theme park everyone on Earth will want to visit, even if not everyone gets to leave. Here are the least ethical ways we've meddled with nature in Jurassic World Evolution so far. Obviously, bringing a dinosaur back from extinction to exhibit it for the paying public requires you to get pretty elbow deep in their gene sequence, and we know from the movies that the dinosaurs in the Jurassic theme parks are pumped full of frog DNA to fill in the gaps. So we figured in for a penny and for a pound. Luckily, Jurassic World Evolution gives you plenty of ways to further fudge with the delicate genetic data that makes up these magnificent animals. For instance, why settle for a dinosaur in boring old beige just because that's how it would have looked in its own time? Why not spice things up a bit by plugging in some extra genes to code for a gorgeous alpine colour scheme, for instance? Or one of many other exciting shades that the public will pay through the nose to get a selfie with. Gene tweaking isn't just cosmetic though. As you play, you'll discover new and unnatural DNA combinations to try out on dinosaurs that are being incubated for your park, including ones that code for stronger muscle fibers or aggressive instincts to make them more ferocious fighters. Now, fair warning, these tweaks can have side effects for your dinos, like a shorter lifespan or vulnerability to disease, which is bad because that's less time you can spend monetizing the beast before it finally pops its clogs. And if you meddle too much, you risk the incubation failing altogether, which is more precious cash down the drain.
One of your dinosaurs has failed to incubate. I never said bringing back dinosaurs was gonna be easy.
Still, it's a worthy price to pay to create a super strong Triceratops capable of taking down even the mighty T-Rex, which we're told is possible in the game. Although we didn't manage it with this one. Continue the research.
So here's our basic conundrum. We want to keep our animals under control while simultaneously encouraging instinctive behaviors, because these animals have potential as combatants.
If you thought the way to make money from dinosaur cloning was selling park tickets and churros, you're officially thinking too small, although we could go for a churro right now. No, the way to really rake in the cash is by completing objectives doled out by the heads of division, 3 overseers who give you missions to complete in the park, in exchange for hefty rewards.
The entertainment division is taking notice of your success.
You can complete science-based missions if your goal is to further the academic understanding of dinosaur kind. But didn't we mention something about leaving principals at the door? As such, you'll want to cozy up to these two blokes. Isaac Clement is in charge of entertainment.
Hey, it's Isaac. How you doing?
Which means packing every square inch of the park full of gift shops, rides, food stalls, and other things centered on giving your guests a really fun holiday. Until Dad is crushed underfoot by a loose Stegosaurus, of course. And the other is George Lambert. Lambert's only earthly wish is to take the data you gather in the dinosaur park and find a way to militarize it, which tells us he spent a little too much time riding that one Triceratops in Turok 2. But hey, the military's money is as good as yours, providing you can push the thought of the armoured war raptors that will soon be ravaging the planet out of your head. Lambert's all about taking risks to find out what dinosaurs are capable of, which is probably why in this early mission he asks you very politely if you'd mind releasing a dinosaur. You know, just to see what happens.
But we are gonna encourage one of the dinosaurs to breach our containment grid. We'll then react and see if our procedures and personnel are up to the challenge.
While I understand the need to keep our security as sharp as possible, this is not the way I would go about doing it.
You have a problem with how we keep you safe, Doctor. I'm happy to discuss it at a later time. Right now, we have our hands full.
Well, George, maybe we wouldn't have our hands full if we hadn't released a dinosaur on purpose. I'm just saying, man. On the subject of escaped dinos, what do you do when a 4-ton Edmontosaurus isn't where it's supposed to be? I mean specifically when it's in the wrong bit of Jurassic World, because let's face it, where all these dinosaurs are supposed to be is deep underground, being slowly compressed into oil. The answer is you call the ACU. Yes, the Autocycle Union of British Motorsport. Or, if they're not available, the Jurassic World Asset Containment Unit.
You'll also want to make sure we've got an ACU presence on this island.
Smart park owners will make sure to invest in a good on-site ACU because these flyboys are responsible for making dinosaurs stay where they're supposed to. One team is tasked with choppering in and hitting dinosaurs with a tranquilliser dart. And yes, if you want, you can fly the helicopter yourself and pull the trigger to pump an unsuspecting dinosaur full of sedative.
Nice shot.
We can talk about the long-term effects of flooding these animals' bodies with anaesthetic, or we can enjoy the way they ragdoll around while they're unconscious. It's up to you. When it comes to rehousing Rex and pals, the transport team leap into action, with a jumbo animal transport chopper that places the animals wherever you drop one of these flares, all while preserving the dinosaur's dignity. Dignity. Always dignity. What's the point in bringing dinosaurs back to life if we can't figure out once and for all which one is the strongest? Like, is the plucky young Metriacanthosaurus a match for the tyrant lizard Tyrannosaurus Rex? No? Okay, well, see, now we know. There's no battle system in Jurassic World Evolution, and there's no way of forcing dinosaurs to fight, because A, let's face it, it's mean, and B, part of the fun of the game is that each dinosaur is packed with AI and will more or less do as it pleases, often with unpredictable results. If you're playing the game, quote, properly, when you get the notification that a fight has broken out, it's time to call in the tranquilliser team and transport each dinosaur back to its pen to think long and hard about its behaviour. Unfortunately, the animation on the dinosaurs is so good, and these standoffs are so tense. I mean, come on, this is basically gunfight at the OK Corral, but everyone's covered in spikes. Plus, how are we supposed to call in the dart guns when T-Rex is on the cusp of getting revenge on Spinosaurus for that daft fight in Jurassic Park 3? Wow, Rex, you really have no chill. Now look, we know the Jurassic World universe takes plenty of liberties when it comes to how dinosaurs truly looked and behaved. Too many to cover here, in fact. That's a matter for another, much longer, much more boring video that features a 100-slide PowerPoint on Deinonychus. But such liberties aside, we can probably guess that while some species of dinosaurs were likely social creatures, they probably didn't all live in a field together. Nevertheless, levelling land and creating enclosures is expensive, and we're not running a charity here, so even if it plays havoc with their natural behaviours, sorry dinosaurs, it's time to bunk up. To be fair, so long as you're mindful of the food chain and keep carnivores away from Vegisauruses, your enclosures should remain violence-free, even if these herbivores probably aren't crazy about the Ceratosaurus next door eyeing them up through the fence. Moreover, you'll want guests to actually get an eyeful of the dinosaurs they paid to see, so make sure to pop food feeders near footpaths and construct viewing galleries so families can get a good look at the live bait feeder. Little Timmy will need a clear view so that he can accurately describe this moment to his therapist in 20 years' time.
Asset ID.
One consequence of Jurassic World's desire to make dinosaurs live in close quarters is that one gets sick, infections spread rapidly.
Warning. Sabotage in progress.
Plague can hit your park hard because nobody wants to see a dinosaur loafing around with a fever, and if they die, it costs time and money to grow new ones. This Pentaceratops has bracken poisoning as a result of a rogue employee sabotaging the animals, and if you don't act fast, it could die. But every cloud has a silver lining, and the upside to a sickness outbreak is, it means it's time to break out the jeeps. Woo! The ranger teams are responsible for on-the-ground duties like refilling feed stations and administering medicine, and best of all, as with the helicopters, you get to drive. Out of the way, dinosaurs, I gotta test the handbrake on this thing. Getting this close to the dinosaurs isn't just fun, it's profitable too. This early mission from entertainment whiz Isaac asks you to photograph two Triceratops together for a PR shot, for instance. It's super satisfying to hoon it around a dinosaur enclosure with all the animals, even if it must be massively freaking them out. I mean, honestly, as if this goat isn't going to suffer enough. you ever played SimCity, you know there's only so long you can run a peaceful and profitable town before deliberately unleashing a terrible disaster just to watch it unfold. Well, in Jurassic World Evolution, disasters have 4 legs, tail spikes, and will turn your guests into fleshy bowling pins. Dinosaur rampages are part of the Jurassic World experience, and luckily the game makes it easy to enjoy the spectacle of everyone running and screaming as it all goes horribly wrong. Sometimes the dinosaurs will escape by themselves, but turning on the Chaos tap is as simple as hovering over a gate and tapping a button. Whoopsie. Or hey, for a more sensational entrance, why not have a Velociraptor lower dramatically into the crowd via helicopter?
Delivery has been completed.
Gotta say, I think I'd have started running before it landed, but hey, that's just me. Seeing your dinosaur pets stomp their way through the general public is weirdly satisfying, not least because, as visitors, they're complicit in all the unethical things listed above. Plus, I mean, maybe it's our imagination, but don't the dinosaurs look happy? Aw, someone's gonna sleep well tonight. So those are the gleefully unethical ways we've toyed with nature in Jurassic World Evolution. Are you looking forward to building your very own Jurassic Park? Will you maintain strict order or let the dinosaurs run free? Shout in the comments, and if you enjoyed this, then why not click the purple button on screen now and subscribe? In return, here's the world's happiest Stegosaurus, living its best life. Thanks for watching.